Hello, back with you with a kind of overdue video lesson here on September 29th, 2021. I hope everybody's doing well. I promised I was going to do a video lesson on my trades today, and that's what we're going to do that. So if you recall, I was up 600 and somewhat dollars, and I was so frustrated with myself that I chased. Look at this thing. So I'm spotting a perfect ABCD pattern. I buy at the perfect spot, sell at the perfect spot, and then I come into the computer like a little bit later, I guess about an hour later, and look at this. Look, buying at the perfect fucking top. Okay. So I think there exists a very beautiful lesson in this, as much as a good takeaway for anyone who is ever planning on being a trader. Like ever. Okay. Um, So obviously, I don't know if you've had a chance to go on Facebook and watch the post. We're wrapping up my year end, which comes to an end here in September, September 30th, 2021. And so my net worth this year has grown by about 1.4 million dollars before some of the expenses and whatnot. So net about 1.2 million dollars my net worth has grown this year, and just getting close to that, annual seven-figure return on investment has been very, very interesting for me because it's placed me into this new identity. It's almost like, I'm expected to perform better. Like I expect more than myself, but my identity hasn't quite gotten to that place yet. And this is like classic example of self-sabotage because whenever there exists a gap between where you feel you belong and where you are currently in, when that gap exists, it's very normal to create self sabotage. And that's not to say that I purposely went in here and bought the top because I want to sabotage my profits. No. What I'm saying is it's natural to act from a place of scarcity. It's natural to act from places of like, oh my god, like I got to make another 1.2 next year. Like I better get started on that. So you start getting FOMO on a preemptive emotion, which can eventually eradicate into how you behave in the markets. Like any idiot, like if any of you bought something up here and came on a coaching call and told me, Issa, can you tell me what I did wrong here? I think every single one of you would give me shit. Look at this trade right here. The dip, I'm not too upset about. This is probably going to bounce back into the 10s and the 11s. I'm not too concerned, but this just horrible trade. So yeah, so I'm sharing with you the psychology of what I'm going through. I'm going through, a bit of shift in identity and shift in, um, connecting with where I'm at, having, plus seven-figure year, and and the result can be this. Okay, so this is an innate lesson in that. Whenever you're up, start getting scared. I don't want to teach you like get fearful, but start taking a step back whenever you've got this sort of identity shift. And this can happen at any point. Let's say you do a trade and for the first time you score your first $1,000 day. Like that's a massive win for a lot of you, right? Take a step back and trust me on this. Don't trade until you process it. Don't trade anything until you process that you just had $1,000 day. You just had a $10,000 day, a $100,000 day. Wherever you're at, whoever you are, my clients are different at different stages. Um, so just take a step back and let that become your reality. Don't act from the rush of that so much so that you almost get into this place of FOMO that you have to keep up with your own version of the Joneses. You know how people keep up with the Joneses, but you have to somehow keep up with yourself. Now you become your own worst enemy because then this shit starts happening. Okay, so if you can spare me the you know the massive realization of our year end today and the hype and the celebration that comes along with such a crazy year, given the fact that most of you know I was laid off as a professional airline pilot about 18 months ago. um so this is huge to be able to celebrate a 1.2 million dollar year. um but to go back to the question of how did I spot this trade, I hope I think it was Benjamin Barch in the group chat. He'd asked, Issa, how did you what was this? How did you spot this? Well, man, this is nothing more than a standard ABCD pattern. You've got the spike right here between September 24th and 27th. You have the spike, and then you have the 50% pullback, which you see right here. It's holding consolidation, right? So if I can move the chart over, this is what it looks like right here in real time when you're looking at it. It looks like this. So this is what you need to get used to. Okay, so this is your A, this is your B, this is your kind of choppy C, but it's holding the 50% move from from the 280s all the way up to the 650s, holding in the 4s and 3s. That's beautiful, right? That's basically what is that? That's like a $3 per share move, gives back about $1.50 of it, right, roughly, and then holds that level and then spikes up today. So naturally today it was a lot easier to buy the breakout. And again, I wasn't buying the first breakout. You don't see me buying this candle right here. Let's put this on a 5-minute chart. Let's see if I can zoom out. Yeah, okay. So you see, I'm not buying like the breakout. I'm buying the dip, right, and capturing this move right here. Okay. And in hindsight, I should have, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but should have bought this dip and sold up here. And up here, I should have been shorting, but self-sabotage. Okay. Now, the thesis behind this is that they have some massive announcement coming out. It's all over social media. It's supposed to come out by October 1st. So the hype is what's driving this. So I expect that, this dip that we see right here, I expect to see that this dip is probably going to, stay where it's at. And we might get a little push up here. I mean, I'm not playing massive shares now. I only got 300 shares left. So let's see. This might be better than a break-even trade. It might just be a $400 or $500 loss at the end of it. I mean, I'm gonna eat that loss if that's the case. That's my fault for chasing, and that's the price that I get to pay for it. But more and more importantly than that is that once I cut my horrible loss, I waited for the dip, and I am looking to add into the dip here, very similar to RCAT, which I want to show you next, and I try to show these to you parallel so you see what's going on. So with RCAT, this is what I've been talking about the whole time. If you go back in group chat, you'll see me referring to this, where they're probably going to come down and take the $3 stop losses. And I said, I'm good to this down to 280. Actually, I should probably bring this up in the video so that you guys can see exactly at what time I called that 280 price point. And I want to explain to you why I called the 280 price point so that you can make sense of it. Now, I gotta be a little bit sneaky about how I do this because I don't want to give away the privacy of my Messenger account. But what did I talk about RCAT here? Give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna scroll up and I'll bring it into the chat or into the video here shortly. Okay, here it is. Here it is. 7:13 a.m. This is Mountain Time, obviously. Hopefully you guys can see that right here. Ah, I kind of ruined it. RCAT, what's going on here? There. This was at 7:13 Mountain Time, so 9:13 just before pre-market. I said, but RCAT looks primed if it holds up here. I wouldn't be surprised for them to dip it down to 280 before running it, identical to MRIN dip to 780s before on Thursday before running it. The same sort of thing. Look at this, guys. So I was talking about that here around 9:15ish, right? So then they dipped the price all the way down to what? 282. And that's where they bounce it off, and then look at that bounce. Look at the beautiful stop loss game. Now, why would I call 280? How do I know that? Okay, well, a little bit's experience, but more of that experience is just natural psychology of money. We know that people hold their stop losses at round numbers, right? So that means that at $3 a share, you're gonna have natural tendencies of stop losses going off. Okay. Now, $3 a share is also a historic level. Now, this might not look so good here, but if you look at $3, we've had some areas here, we had some areas here, some areas here, areas here. So when the stock was sort of just, spiking the first day, of course it was met with all this resistance. Anybody who's been bag holding this entire time is going to put selling pressure. Shorts get very aggressive with that, especially in this market that's very choppy. They drive the stock price down. But look at the massive support we're getting at $3 a share. On top of that, we have NASA news, we have good catalysts. list. They've done a renewal contract for their drones. Like, there's a lot of stuff going for the stock. And on top of everything, it's also heavily shorted. So let's go to shortvolume.com. I mean, this is estimate numbers, mind you, but still, nonetheless, a very, very good thing to check anytime you're looking at these stocks. RCAT, we're sitting at, just over 53% of the volume is sitting short as of September 17th. So, shorts, even if like shorts had to get, squeezed out here, more shorts piled into this most likely. And now that we're holding this beautiful $3 level, that's where the stop losses went up. Anybody who's got stop losses below 3, the market maker is going to come down, grab them, and then run up without them. And this is why trading can get so frustrating for so many people, because they feel like they're putting their stop losses where they're supposed to put them. And that's exactly what the market makers come down. They grab them, and then they run on without you. Even this trade from 280 all the way up to 330 or whatever, it was about 20% return in one day, right? And we cover a long time. We spend a long time talking about how market makers work in both the coaching program and chapter 1 of the ground school that I spent so much time putting into to make sure you understand. So, this is the game, okay? So when you've got the $3 a share level that's been, sort of held and bouncing around up here, it makes perfect sense for this massive dip buy to come there, take the stop losses at 3, and then run without them. So now tomorrow is going to be interesting. You see, I've been swinging this for multi-day. I bought this a little bit in the spike, a little bit of a chase, again, a little bit of, I'm struggling with that these days, eh? It feels like I'm trying to do anything. And I'm having some identity issues, guys. Quite honestly, I'm stepping up into the level that I'm operating at, so there are some struggles that come with it. So it's showing in my trading, but nonetheless, this is I believe in the thesis of this trade, and I think this dip today reminds me like the dip on MRIN last. What do you call it? Last week on Thursday, I was actually doing a coaching call on it. So let's go back and take a look at that, and they did the exact same thing. You see, they brought it to $8 a share. So they brought some massive spike, dip it for multi-day swing to the downside. They bring it down to $8 a share, right? And then what do? They come down, grab all the stop losses to the 750s. They come back up and they run on without the people who, who thought they were being safe down there. This is the worst spot. And right when I had that recovery, I'm buying. Similar thing, similar short interest, similar types of catalysts running the stock, similar type of play. Dip below key level and then run. Why do I call $8 a share key level? Well, let's take a look here. What does 8 look like to you? Multi-level. Look at this. Back in the day, recent touch points as a dip buy. This is a key level. Okay, and now they ran it back up again. So now when we touch 8, let's see what happens. High chances that if this pushes through 8, this is now a short to the downside. But if it continues sort of holding $8 a share, this could be a beautiful consolidation for a dip buy for a retest of the higher prices that we've seen earlier. Okay, so that's the extent of it. I did a quick trade on LCLP. I didn't get filled. Yeah, it was LCLP. You'll see that it was very, very, there wasn't much to it. Very, very, quick trade. There was a lot of sellers, and I think the screenshot that I sent in group chat, you would have seen that, right? So I was trying to capture on a morning spike because it's some good news they had. They had good NFT news, right? So I mean, I'm thinking OTCs, they can run hundreds of percent. So I'm just trying to capture that dip. Let's see if I can get this on a minute chart because I'm a bit more correct, right? So once we get the dip, I'm trying to buy that, and I'm just not getting filled. If you look at the screenshot I sent you on chat, actually, let me see if I can bring that up. Let's see if I can bring that up. Screenshots in chat, LCLP. There you go. Look at that. Okay, 1,366,000 shares. Look at all the orders I had put in to sell. I had an order to sell at 3.6, right? So look at my buy right here, and look at this. It goes to what? 3.59. Just about to fill me. So, a little bit unfortunate. I think the buy was good. It was a really good buy. But when I started seeing the heavy ask on the level 2, that's it. When the trade's no longer there, there's no sense. There's no sense to hold and hope. So I'm just out. $2 loss. Who cares? It's just it was a good trade idea. I just couldn't get filled. I wanted 3.6 and 3.59 was a turning point. So it is what it is. You can see that in the far right corner, 3.59. Okay, this dip buy was obviously very, very lucrative, and that's something you're seeing with these OTCs. If I bring this up to, let's say, 15-minute candle, look at this. Same sort of thing. Stock goes from what? It goes from 230 to 365. Let's just do some math here. Let's see if the dip buy theory holds true. So what is this? The top is 359 minus 260 divided by 2 plus what was it? What's the base here? Sorry guys. 230. So 359 minus 230 divided by 2 plus 359. Oh, 359 minus 230. So the range is 129 on the stock divided by 2, which is 50%, plus 230. 294. So were we able to capture dip at 294? Exactly. Look at that. 290 was the dip today. Right? So, this is the range where the dip buys happen, around 50% down from the move, okay? When you got the base to the top, wait for the dip to come about 50 to 60% down, capture the dip buy, and you can have a beautiful volatility. The panics are very, very good. I'm not really buying good stuff right now, although in my defense, a lot of these morning spikes can go on, but I managed it well. I really think I managed it well. I was trying to get out, but it didn't work out, so I got out when the sells were looking high, and I kept myself safe. But an alternative way would be to buy the dip. Wait for that 50 to 60% pullback from the move, capture a buy, and then you can make money in the sell as well. So, I hope you understand what I'm talking about there. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful day. I mean, today I had, a bit of it was a bit of an overwhelming day, quite honestly. But it was very nice to see one of my lovely, lovely clients leave a beautiful note on the Facebook community site that I'm in, helping people, specifically professionals who want to gain financial freedom. Well, here it is. So you can read through that. There it is. Right. So Benjamin just started with me back in August 4th. And we've worked a lot on his mindset and just getting him primed to start thinking about this in terms of money differently. So now he's gone on and grabbed 15 grand of what's considered good debt. Don't worry, like he's got a lot of good money going for him. So 15 grand is a good place for him to start. He's not taking on massive risk to do that, and this is what he's doing. So today he traded two things. Our cat, no coincidence that he called his own trade. And I made 426 bucks on it. Lost, looks like, what's that, $60.59 on AUV, and he's just getting started, And I think that's the cool part, that he's just getting started, and super, super proud of him. And I think a lot of us in chat that are with him are super proud of him as well. I'm gonna make the nature of this a public video, just because it's our year end, and I think that it's just a really good place to finish on the year end. I think a lot of people will get a lot of value from this video. So if you like this video and you have a place to comment, leave a comment below. Let me know you got value from this, and let's see if we can reach some more people. Okay. By the way, one thing I need to mention. Let's go back to Facebook. One thing I do need to mention is that we are raising our prices. Okay, so come October 10th, we're raising our prices by 10 grand. Okay, so let's go here. What is it? Yeah. So the coaching program is going up. Sorry, 5,000. Not 10 grand. Sorry, I'm all over the place. October 10th, we're increasing it by 5 grand. That's what I meant to say. We're increasing the coaching program price by $5,000. October 10th. The reason for that is there's a shit ton of value I'm adding into this that was never meant to be in the program. It's in the program now. I'm upping it to the next level. I am looking for 6 more people to fill in. Ideally this month. I'd like to get you in before October 10th so that you get, advantage of the current price. But after October 10th, yeah, we're gonna be scaling up the price because we want to reach people who want to make a change. Okay, and I think this is a sore spot for a lot of people who are trying to get something from nothing. But, you have to be massively uncomfortable to get success in this game. And part of that discomfort is you being able to actually invest in yourself in a program that's not necessarily going to be giving you, freebies here and there. Okay, the idea is to put you into massive discomfort, and you're seeing the results. When we put people into massive discomfort, you're getting things like this right here. Okay, I don't know what this is. But you're getting things like this. Like Benjamin Birch, 2 months in, succeeding. So if you want to be like Benjamin, feel free to reach out to him, message him, whatever you want, or go on to any of the posts that I have on my personal profile. and you see me celebrating my students, just scroll through here, okay? Like I literally tag all of my students that are okay with me not treating them anonymously. So, for example, Thomas is another one, Benjamin Barch is another one, Renee Bolio is another one. Just go through here. Go and click on Thomas, send him a message, okay? They'll tell you what it's like, how it works, and this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is work ethic, okay? It's work ethic, but with work ethic, we get you there. So I hope you enjoyed this video lesson. Have a fantastic end of the month, and take care.